기가가 인터넷. Hello Internet, I hope you're well. Well, today we're going to try and solve a serious social problem. I'm really sorry, boss, but there were dunes on the way. It was completely unforeseen. I'm late. It won't happen again.
Dunes? Are you fucking kidding me? And me this morning, I came to work to other dromedaries. You're fired.
Oh, but no. Internet, if you want to see me again, text yes to 366969. So after this tutorial, there's no excuse for arriving late at the office. And a little internet disclaimer, that's not how you get past a dune. But first, I think you know the drill. Intro. Hi Internet, hope you're well. My name's Tom, and I'm delighted to share with you my passion for extreme sports and surpassing yourself. I want to go far, but for that, I need your help. So don't forget to subscribe. For you, it's no big deal, but for me, it can change everything. I will sing the truth into the dark. I will use my fighting words. Oh, fighting words, oh. I'm so tired of forgetting what I'm worth, so I will use my fighting words. Well, Internet, all I can wish you, really the best wish I can give you, is one day to ride a motorcycle in sand dunes. It's just wonderful. So before we get to the heart of this video, and before tackling the dunes, you need to master the sand. So I can only advise you to go and see the 2 videos that are displayed somewhere up there. You really need to master the sand, and then you can tackle what we're going to see now. It's important to remember that an erg, i.e. an area of sand dunes, is alive. It moves with the wind, so the dunes are constantly changing from one day to the next as they are swept by the wind. What makes a dune so dangerous? It's because you can never see what's behind it. Before we start the Internet, what you need to bear in mind is that I'm going to share my experience of the dunes. It's not a rally raid experience, but it's a travel experience. So these are the techniques I've perfected. Not for riding a rally raid bike, but for riding a loaded trial or maxi trial in the dunes and still having a good time. So maybe we can do things differently, but in any case, that's how I do it. What's going to be dangerous with an Internet dune crossing isn't what you see, it's precisely what you don't see. Here, we can see that we're going to have to face a big wall of sand. But what's behind it? I have no idea. To help you, I've personally identified 3 types of dunes. The first and most common is a dune that will break for a meter or 2 and then flatten out. The second type of dune is one that will break all the way down. And the third type of dune is the dunes that will round out and be all nice and cozy at the back. The problem is that between these 3 types of dune, there's no way of knowing until you get to the top. In my opinion, and based on my experience, I have 2 main techniques for crossing just about any dune. That's the advantage of being on a motorcycle. You can go absolutely anywhere. We all agree that when you're navigating an erg, if you want to be efficient, you have to be clever and avoid certain dunes. Today, we're not trying to be clever, we're just trying to have fun and get past the dunes. The first technique we're going to see on the Internet is the one we're going to use almost all the time when we come up against a dune like the one behind us. So what does the one behind mean? It means smooth from the base to the top with no change in gradient. In this case, what we're trying to do is, just like a traditional climb anywhere else, gain speed at the bottom. And at the top, I have to manage to make a 90-degree turn to skirt the ridge, look at what's on the other side, and choose whether or not to dive, depending on whether or not I'm in the right conditions. The second technique we're going to use online is one where we try to face the dune head on. I choose this technique when the dune has a particular character, i.e. when it's broken right at the top. As you can see, for example, there's a gentle slope to get to the top, and then for the last 2 or 3 meters, it gets a bit rougher. What does this mean? It means that it's the sand that's been pushed by the wind from the other side of the dune that tips over to this side. So this whole part of the dune is completely loose. This means I can't get across because my bike will sink into it and I'll never get to the other side. So the only way I can get over this type of dune is to attack it from the front. Once again, what's going to be dangerous about attacking it head on is that if I don't manage my speed properly, I could end up on the other side. So I have to manage my speed well enough to land my hoof right on the top and stop. If I don't use enough speed, the bike will be tanned like in the internet intro, and I won't be able to get to the other side. If I use too much, I can crash on the other side. As for the internet tire pressure, we're not going to be heroes here. If we're going to play in an erg, we're going to deflate. As I told you in the sand, with this type of bike, I'm at around 1 kilo 900 grams at the rear and between 500 and 600 grams at the front. If I had a GS or another bike, I don't know if I'd be here. But if I tried to do this with a bike, a Road 19 and a bit more road-oriented, I'd have put between 500 grams at the front and 0 at the rear. But as it is, it works very well. As for the gear I choose to use on my bike, it's going to be first, second, or third. What makes me choose one gear or the other? It's the dune I'm going to face. The higher and bigger the dune, the more energy I'm going to need to get to the top. Energy is speed, so the more energy I need to give my bike. So on some dunes, which can be huge, I can get to the bottom of third. See? Maybe more, but I've never found a dune big enough to need more than that. Then, as for the pure speed I'll need to build up to get to the top, that's very complicated to define. The best advice I can give you, internet, is to be the king of climbs on normal terrain. Because you really need to be able to feel the energy you and your bike are going to need to get to the top. What's really complicated in the sand is that the bearing capacity of the sand is going to change. So the deeper you go, the more the bike slows down, and the higher you are above the sand, the faster you go. Except that as you climb, the bearing capacity of the sand can change. And you're going to have to manage that finely with your throttle to get to the top with just the right amount of energy. In short, this takes a bit of practice. It's a job. Yeah, internet, you've got to earn your way over the dunes with a loaded maxi trail. That's it, internet, enough blabbering. Now we're going to do the dynamic explanations. And we're going to see what's on the other side of this dune. With speed, come to the top. Hop, see what's on the other side. And tip over. Oh, see what's on the other side. And tilt. Well, let's see. we're going to attack the second type of dune, the internet. The dune that's broken at the top. We'll tackle it from that side. So I'm going to arrive quite quietly on the gentle slope, and I'm going to have to put enough energy into landing at the top. I don't want to go to the other side or stay on that side. I'm going to have to be very careful with the throttle. So, you get here, a little speed, not too much. And before my dune, and I come into land, there are three choices. Either I've landed well, and all I have to do is link up and go again. That's not exactly the case here. Or I really haven't put in enough, and the only solution is to go backwards. Or I'm right in the middle, and if I play hardball, I can get to the other side. But we're going to make it a little cleaner, and we're going to take advantage of this to show you how to get around the internet. Above all, you mustn't force it, so as not to dig in behind. I'm going to bring the bike back. That's all. I just move it backwards, still using the clutch technique. Back the bike up. Hop on. Back it up, back it up. Once you get to the harder part of the sand, you have two choices. Either do the classic safety maneuver, or you have a bit more class. And in that case, there's another method. Right now I'm on my way. I'm just going to put the throttle back on, I'll be put down at the top, and that's it. Now I'm stopped, I can see what's behind me. And now with just a touch of the throttle, I can tip over to the other side. So these are complicated types of dunes. If you want to train, you can cheat a bit. You go to the edge of the main runs and you find dunes where you only have the top of the dune available. Basically, the idea is to arrive slowly and just give it a little push. You train on that and then go back to a real dune to try and get over it. Don't forget the internet. It always looks easy on video, but access to the most beautiful places on our planet has to be earned. Anyone can do it, as long as they put in the necessary effort. So don't forget. Watch yourself. See you in Shigega. I'm with you. Wherever you go, I'm with you, and now we sing.